So I don't know if you guys heard about the rumor of Edge retiring next week on SmackDown, but I think I know a way that you can book his retirement match in a way that makes everybody happy, especially us Edge heads. Now, before I get into that, we can talk about the rumor first. And by the way, I'm a little bit under the weather, so if I sound stuffy and weird, forgive me. I'm sorry. But like I said before, the rumor is that Edge is supposed to retire on SmackDown next week, which makes all the sense in the world. We knew this was coming because his contract expires around this time this year, and he always wanted to retire in Toronto. And SmackDown next week so happens to be in Toronto, Canada. So it just makes all the sense in the world. Now, for me as an Edge head, okay, as a longtime fan of Edge, it sucks to see this. For one, it reminds me that I'm getting older, okay, because I remember watching him as a kid, but then seeing him grow all these grays and stuff like that, and I look myself in the face in the mirror every day. It's just like, dang, I'm really getting up there, man. It is what it is. But getting older is a gift, okay? It's a gift. But also to not be able to see this guy in the ring again, even though we know that his body is at a point where he needs to retire anyway, it's just weird. It's a weird change to see, happen that way. But it's great because he was able to do something he was passionate about. He suffered a career-ending injury. He was able to get a second chance and retire on his own terms, which I think is great for him. And for us Edge heads, it's great to see him retire on his own terms. And honestly, one of my top 5 WrestleMania matches of all time is WrestleMania 17, that TLC match with him and Christian versus the Hardys versus the Dudleys. I can watch that match over and over and over and over. I love that match so much. But anyway, so we saw what happened last week with him and Sheamus. They had this whole segment where Edge, pretty much admitted something that I never knew, that Sheamus inspired him to come back to WWE, and that Sheamus also told us that he was inspired by Edge for some things as well, which I thought was a really good, heartwarming situation. It's just too bad the crowd there at SmackDown didn't really care. They were looking like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's great. But Sheamus, Edge, like, what y'all doing for us? Y'all ain't doing nothing for us. Why should we care? Like, it's kind of messed up. But I kind of understand that part is kind of hard to get engaged with. And it's not Sheamus' fault. I love Sheamus. But it's just like, it's hard to really care that much about it. It's some interesting information. And the way that they're setting up this feud, it makes sense that the person who brought him back into WWE should get the final match with him on his way out. And, for me, okay, I want to say this first. If this is how Edge want to retire, obviously it's up to him. Maybe there's some health issues he's dealing with that he can't make worse, and he just want to have this last match and just get it over with. Then, it's his choice between him and his family, his kids, etc. Like, if that's the way he want to go out, that's the way he want to go out. He still had a tremendous career regardless. But for me, okay, as being a selfish Edge head, I'm going to be selfish right now, okay? I don't think this is the way to go out for Edge. I think that there is a better way that they can do this. And the way they can do this is, first and foremost, extend his contract. Extend his contract out to April. If he isn't suffering any health issues, if he does agree to do this, extend it out to April. He doesn't have to have a lot of matches. He don't have to be on TV a lot. And people may disagree with this completely, and I get where you're coming from, but I think he should win the Royal Rumble. I think he should win the Royal Rumble. And some people will say, well, there's people who are younger and full-timers who deserves that. What about LA Knight? In my personal opinion, I think by the time WrestleMania comes around, I think LA Knight's going to be holding the belt regardless, one of those mid-card titles, or he's going to win it at WrestleMania, so he doesn't need this Royal Rumble win. And I don't think he's facing Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins anyways. I think Cody's facing Roman Reigns, and we'll talk about Seth Rollins in a few seconds. So by winning the Royal Rumble, I believe that Edge should do that and challenge Seth Rollins for his World Heavyweight Championship belt at WrestleMania. Now, we all saw when he did this video on Twitter where he said that he wants to go after the belt that he never lost because he was entering into the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. And he's like, I never lost it. It wasn't my fault. I basically got injured or whatever, but now it's time to work hard and get the thing that I've never lost. And I think you could still string along that storyline into this one. And he's at the point where he's like, you know what? I didn't give up. My body gave up on me. There's no excuse for that still, but I'm going to work hard and try to get the title that I always wanted. And him and Seth Rollins, they can have this respectable feud. And Seth Rollins can finally get what he wants by having a marquee WrestleMania match. So to have a match against Edge at WrestleMania is an obvious main event, especially if Edge says, if I don't win this title at WrestleMania, then I need to retire. If I don't win this, that's how I know. Because in my head, I wanted to retire so bad, but I knew in the back of my mind, if I didn't get an opportunity to win Goldie one more time, if I didn't try to fight for it one more time, it was going to start killing me in the back of my head, knowing that I didn't try to get that. So in order to alleviate that, he has to have this match against Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, like I said, has all this respect for Edge. And I think this can be some great storytelling in the ring, in my personal opinion. They can have this long match, and then over time you can see Edge just desperate to win this match, desperate, fighting, clawing to get past this. But unfortunately, he's not like he used to be when he had the big goal before. His body is failing him. He's getting tired. He's getting exhausted. He's getting burnt out. And once again, his body is failing him to make him lose an opportunity to hold Goldie once again. It's going full circle in his mind, and you can see it happening. And with Seth Rollins, at some point in time in this match, you can have it with Seth Rollins as he's beating him more and more, and Edge is kicking out over and over and over, and Seth is feeling bad for him because he's like, dude, just give up. I don't want to see you like this. I don't want to see you like this. I pity you. Like, you look bad right now. Just out of respect, please, just go down. And then Edge, on his final time, was trying to get back up. He's sitting on his knees and he's looking at Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is looking at him, and Edge is like, just do it. Just do it. He's begging him to curb stomp him and put an end to this, because Edge has gotten to the point where he realized and he accepted that his body can only go so much further. And he's realizing at that point that it's done, that his career is over, that he has to let this go. And I think I said this before, it could be something to the kin of HBK and Ric Flair, where when he told Ric Flair, I love you, before he hit him with the Sweet Chin Music, Seth Rollins can look at him and say, no, I don't want to do this to you. I don't want to do this to you. I feel bad. And Edge is like, no, just do it. Just give me the curb stomp. He's not going to say that specifically, but he's just going to say, just do it. Just finish it. It's over. And Seth, out of respect to him, he's like hesitating. He's like, I don't want to do this, man. Like, I respect this guy so much. And he ends up giving him the curb stomp, pins him 1, 2, 3. And you can just see the emotion all over Seth Rollins' face by doing this to someone he respects. And he can pick him up, raise his hand up, and then they can have the retirement celebration on Raw after WrestleMania, where they have obviously people like Natalya and every Canadian wrestler come out and celebrate him, and everybody in the back room just celebrate him. And I think that would be a great way for him to go out, for him to shake hands with Seth Rollins, and to Seth Rollins to have a big WrestleMania match, which could possibly be a classic in my personal opinion for Seth Rollins, which is one of the things that he's missing. And that's what I think should happen at the end of the day. But again, if his contract is over this month, all that's not even going to matter. I just wasted my breath on all of that. But hopefully, that could happen. If not, that's just going to be one of the matches that's going to be stuck in the back of my head that I wish would have happened. But I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for bearing my voice. I don't know how I sound, but I feel like this. Okay. But anyways, salute, peace, have a good day.